Hey guys, Paul from Ashen Phoenix. It is New Comic Book Day for the week of April 10th, and we're going to get started right now.
Right now. Good job, Paul.
This episode brought to you by Shirts. Shirt.
What?
I said, this episode brought to you by Shirts. Shirt.
That hurts my brain.
I know. But it's a thing. Buy one.
Hey guys, Tim from Capes and Scowls and all kinds of other stupid things. I'm going to talk about some trades now. First up, we've got Kick-Ass, The New Girl. Book 2. This has some Steve Niles stories. We all like Steve Niles, right, Paul?
I guess.
Yeah, you guess. Fortune and Glory by Brian Michael Bendis. This is part of the Jinx World line. It's a true Hollywood comic book story. I don't know what any of that means. We got Unnatural, Volume 2. It's not for the kids. We've got, unless you got like really weird kids, Catwoman, Volume... Cat? There's no number. Volume 1, it's on the back. Who would do that? DC, what are you doing? Don't do that to Joelle Jones. She's awesome. Volume 1 of Catwoman.
That was really good.
Yeah, no, Joelle Jones is like the best. Star Wars Volume 10. Hey, a Marvel comic got to a Volume 10. Wow. Good for you, Star Wars. We got Strangers in Paradise Omnibus Edition. I guess this isn't going to keep going. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. But that's a good book. Plastic Man. This is the Gail Simone story. She wrote the story. It's not about her. We've got Runaways, Volume 3. Remember last time I said this is still a thing? Still a thing. And then finally we have Spider-Man Deadpool, Volume 8. Marvel book got to Volume 8. Also impressive, especially for a mini-series. Oh, Marvel.
First up, we actually have a twofer. Because both Batman comics came out. I wanted to dive into something that I haven't read yet. So, I'm picking up Batman issue 1001. Because I haven't read Detective Comics since it came out. I loved it. It was great. But then I just got behind because bi-weekly anything is annoying. But let me find out who this is by. By Peter Tomasi, Brad Walker, Andrew Hennessy. Wow, there's a lot of people. And Nathan Fairborn, and then lots of other stuff. But it is a new comic. It's a new arc. All the bats in Gotham City are dead. They literally just fell out of the sky dead. Batman's trying to figure out what happens. And this cult, the Arkham Knight, as it were, creates a sun in the middle of Gotham City. And all hell breaks loose because now Batman is not in the shadows. It is bright as day. And he's getting wrecked by the Arkham Knights. Who are they? What are they doing? I have no idea. It doesn't really tell you. But I'm sure if you read on, it will. But it's a good issue. And then we have Batman issue number 68. And this is by Tom King. And Amanda Connor's art. This is really fun. It is still a nightmare, though. But it is... it focuses on Lois and Catwoman having their bachelorette party for a wedding that didn't actually happen. And them going to the Fortress of Solitude and basically breaking into all of Batman's stuff, or not Batman's stuff, all of Superman's stuff, and drinking all of the wine and stuff that was given to Superman, but he doesn't drink because alcohol doesn't affect him, and just getting sloshed and hammered while Bruce and Superman have the worst bachelor dinner ever. At first it's very fun and very slapsticky, but then gets dark because, again, this is a nightmare. How much longer this is going on, I don't know, but things are starting to coalesce at least a little bit, and we'll see what happens next issue.
All right, guys, I'm going to randomly pick which books are my pick of the week and whatnot this week. I liked all three, so I just shuffled them, and whatever order they come up, that's going to be the order. It's pretty wild, right? It's pretty radical.
It's kind of odd for you.
Yeah, I mean, I like things sometimes. So, first up, apparently, Faithless. Number 1, this is from Boom Studios. It's by Brian Azzarello. You know that guy who's really good at writing. This is a unique story about this girl. I don't remember names. Oh no, her name was Poppy. I remembered it because it was a weird name. Anyways, they are into kind of like the occult and witchcraft, and they meet in a coffee shop, and they have a very unique day together. And they're both very weird, but in different ways. But I really like the storytelling here. There's some hints at a romantic interest, as this cover. It's a weird cover, right? This is super weird. You don't kind of get the full effect of it until you get to the very, very last panel, and then you're like, oh, cool. So this book is so weird and fun. I really like it. I love Azzarello, so I'm down to read more.
Next up, we have Oblivion Song, issue number 14. The Faceless Men are here, and they're not nice people. This is it's an interesting book because we've seen the Faceless Men, but we haven't really seen what they do. They're not great people. I'm assuming they are kind of what we expect in Aliens from the 50s and 60s and stuff like that, where they just pick up people and probe them and shove stuff in their butts. I have no idea I don't know if that's actually true, but that's what the Faceless Men feel like they're going to be doing to the people stuck in the Oblivion Song. And then it flips to the other side where Nathan is having a welcome home party and just doesn't feel quite at home because, I mean, he spent time in the Oblivion and then he's been in prison for a couple years dealing with the aftermath of what happened with the second transference. But it's a great issue. I loved it. Can't wait to see what happens with the Faceless Men because they look like they're going to be a horrible villain that will give us all kinds of problems in the Oblivion Song.
Next up, we have Fairlady, number 1. Fairlady is an Image comic, and it focuses on... She's kind of like a detective meets bounty hunter kind of character. This is her muscle. It's a feline-based character. This is a very cool sci-fi story, sci-fi noir. I don't know if this universe previously existed or if these are like one and done kind of stories in each issue. I really enjoyed it. It's basically they're trying to find this woman who they're hired by somebody to find this woman who owes them money, a bunch of money, and they're trying to determine why she owes them the money, what did she need the money for, and they really break it down. The thing that really puts us over the top is the art and the layout. The way the pages and the panels are laid out is super important, and it really adds a lot to the story, showing you how the detective side of things works and what they are looking for in the page, in the panel. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and it's a one contained story. Check it out. You'll like it. I promise, because why not?
All right, and my pick of the week, unsurprisingly, is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 19. And the reason I like this more than I like the rest of the books is because at least it gave the Gibbon some kind of reasoning for me reading that book last week that I hated. I still don't like it because basically everything that was summed up in that issue that came into play in this issue probably could have been done in one page or maybe 2 pages into the book. We didn't need a whole issue. Thank you, Marvel, for trying to milk us out of $3.99. But this picks up. Everybody is still running for their lives. The Vulture is trying to create a resistance group, whereas Spider-Man is trying to find his own way. And meanwhile, Black Cat is trying to help Billy, the Lizard's son, escape. It's really fun. It jumps around a lot with the plot that's going on. You have to have read prior to this to understand what's going on, but it still is really, really good. Nick Spencer has been doing a great job with this. Gerardo Sandoval really does an awesome job. You kind of assume that it's Humberto Ramos' art, but it's not. There's subtle differences in what they do, but it does make his art really look great. And Edgar Delgado's coloring does really well too. So you should pick this one up.
All right, so by process of elimination, my pick of the week is the Marvel book I read. Wow. After bashing them in the trade reviews, in the trades. Oh, Marvel. We hate each other so much, don't we? Anyways, Web of Venom, Cult of Carnage. Paul's face is priceless. I don't know a lot about this. I do remember, it references Carnage, I think it was Carnage USA, where Carnage took over that whole town. I remember that. This references that. It's the same town, and things are mysterious in this town. And we follow John Jameson, who is the son of J. Jonah Jameson, and the Man-Wolf. He does not have a lot of control over when he can become the Man-Wolf, which is unfortunate for him because he's walking into a whole bunch of crap. It is a detective story following him and Misty Knight as they try to figure out what's going on in this town. And it's a lot of fun flashing back to what he originally walked into and what he is going through now. It's pretty gross at times, actually. There are some violent, horrific... It feels like a weird serial killer kind of thriller. And that's different. I really enjoyed it. If you like noir, you'll love it. If you like just weird, monstery kind of stuff, this feels like a really good, like, B-movie almost. I love B-movies. It's just so weird. But I like that we're following characters we don't normally follow. I don't recall John Jameson and Misty Knight teaming up all that often. So, I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Good on you. Good on you, Frank Thierry and a bunch of other people. Danilo S. Beyruth and Andrea Somoza. I pronounced everyone's name wrong, so sorry about that. But hey, your book's good, and I enjoyed it. And I like some of the characters that show up. And that's it. Alright, that's the end of the video, because it's at the end. I'd like to thank everybody who checked out on Capes and Scowls. The new, what is it called? Tapes and Scowls. That's the thing I did. And it was a lot of fun. If you didn't check it out, you still can. It's evergreen. It doesn't go bad. It just becomes irrelevant. And that's kind of what we do here, right, Paul?
Pretty much.
Shaking his head, yes. It's irrelevant. Kind of like these endings where I ramble until you give me the hook. But yeah, thanks for everybody who checked that out. Paul, anything you need to plug?
I'll actually put that in the link for you.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll put it in one of the things. So click to the right of you and down. Yeah, right around there.
Well, that's the left of me, but yeah, you meant over here?
Yeah.
All right, over here is a thing you can click on and you
Stage
can go
right.
listen. Exit stage right. Paul, anything you need to plug? I have
No.
a captive audience here.
No.
All three of them.
Free comic book days coming up.
Free comic book days coming up. You can go to the comic book store, 30 North Main Street, Glassboro, New Jersey. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a sale. I don't have the specifics yet because I don't. Because we're going to tweak them probably. I think we're going to tweak them.
Cool.
You know what? I don't know what we're going to do.
We're going to be here.
Paul will be here.
Cosplayers will be here.
Cosplayers will be here.
Team Ashen will be here.
Team Ashen will be here. Team Ashen is my favorite cosplay group, not because I'm a part of them, but they take competitors' coupons. So if you have another cosplay group's coupon, they will accept it.
We will not.
He will.
We will not.
If I'm there, I will.
It's just not going to happen.
I will accept any coupon.
I mean, you can accept competitor coupons.
I will accept, yes, cosplay coupons. I will accept them.
I'm not.
Yep.
I don't even know if they exist.
I'm sure they do.
Pretty sure they're not a
They
thing.
have to.
Pretty sure they're not a thing.
Some crazy cosplay group out in Wisconsin, they have coupons.
I doubt it.
Team Roasted Chicken.